So it's been a long time coming since I started hopping on Counter-Strike in general, and I feel like it's about time that I made a video about it on the game and it sort of explain my views on it and what I think about hopping and just like it's not really a tutorial per se. It's more of just like how I see things and whatnot. This video will be super unorganized. Obviously, it's just like my I did a video on the new nuke that came out. It's sort of like that type of thing. Not necessarily comedic in the sense. I may try to throw in a few jokes here and there, but I don't know. It's a pretty serious topic because a lot of people feel very strongly about hopping. So I figured I would make a video just explaining my views on it and whatnot. And for this video, I want to point out that I am talking in the competitive matchmaking sense of hopping and just like, not like hop maps, because I know there are some very good people that focus on that. Like, I think there's a guy named Forrest who does it, who does insane speed runs on maps. But I'm talking more in the competitive sense of hopping, so like in matchmaking servers or ESEA or SIVO, whatever. Anyway, for the people that are into hopping or are even starting to get into it, you may recognize these names as I believe to consider them, and most people do, as just these are just a few of the names, by the way. The legends of hopping sort of thing. Kind of lame, but so you have on my list at least Launders, Hopping Around, Lolu, and of course the legend Phoon himself, and there are many others that I could name, but these are just the main people that have had an effect on the hop community, in my opinion. And I feel like even today, some people would throw me on this list, but I personally don't. Those 4 people that are up there are actually the 4 people who inspired me to start hopping and learning how to move better than gooder in this game, you know what I'm saying? Just to understand movement in general and start to learn how to hop. Now, I've been bunny hopping for about, I think we're coming up on 2 years at this point since I started, and I'm still nowhere near perfect. You can't really be perfect in this game because there's so many inconsistencies, and there's a lot to go into that. That's a big topic about just inconsistencies and whatnot with bunny hopping that it's not really worth going into. I may touch on it a little bit, I'm not sure. But yeah, so these 4 people on this list are the ones who actually inspired me to start learning how to do it because I wanted to learn how to get places faster. And I've been going to be honest, a small part of it is I wanted to annoy a small amount of people because some people do get pretty mad at people bunny hopping around, and I can understand that, but it is funny hearing their reactions and stuff and their text chats. So I guess I should start out by saying that I don't know if I'm going to be on today for my hops or not, because everyone has their good or bad days for hops. Like some days you can hit 2 to 3 in a row, which isn't really that good, but it's still okay. And some days you can hit 5 to 6, no problem. It's all a matter of how you're feeling, how good your timing is, that kind of thing, how you're feeling that day, whatever. So I just want to say that this video that I may or may not be on my hops or not today, so I don't know. So I guess a good start point for this video, I know we're already probably like 3 or 4 minutes in, is just the practice phase. Now, practice for hopping is at least what I focused on first before I started timing of hopping was movement. Just learning like simple things. I mean, this isn't really simple. This is a pretty complex movement. If I'm not, I can't even hit the jump. All right, ignore that part. But just things like KZ, which is like climb maps, surf, and even hop maps, which can help you just learn your movement and how to strafe more efficiently to gain more speed while hopping. Obviously, on these servers, hopping is easier because with surf you can just hold space and it will do it for you. It has like a script on the server that will hit the hop perfectly every time. Same with hop maps. KZ is like a legit version, but it still has like change values, so you can hit hops a little bit easier. Like stamina is increased a bit, so you'll be able to hit hops more consistently. Even if you are on like a hop server, like on a map dedicated for hopping, timed and everything, and you're on auto hop, it's still good because you're still learning. Even if you're just holding space, you're still learning how to strafe and get more speed. But I always prefer, and again, you don't have to do this, this is just how I practiced when I did start out, and I still do to this day, is I go on the server, the hop server, change my style to legit. It still has modified values, like I said, but it's more like the KZ version, so like the climb map, so it's not always consistent. For practice, there's not really too much to it, if I'm honest. You just gotta keep at it. It's really just learning it. That's it. And when you get to the hop phase of it, and you want to go into your own server or whatever, and like try to learn it yourself, or like in a death match or whatever, try and practice your timing. It's really all it is. Like right now, I can't even hit a hop because I'm fucking bad. 2 years later, and I still can't hit consistent hops on 128 tick, which is something I'd actually like to get into about like the tick rates and stuff, and just general myths about b-hopping. A lot of people seem to think that you physically cannot b-hop in 64 tick, and you can only do it in 128. That is a huge myth and is seriously spread the wrong way. It is definitely not true. It literally is what you're used to. What you start b-hopping on is what you're going to be good at. Well, you can always learn both, of course. That's something that I've tried to do, and I try to always b-hop when I'm on 128 tick, but I'm not used to it. I've always b-hopped in matchmaking, 64 tick, Valve servers, but I still can hit a few hops on 128 tick. I am just infinitely better on 64. So that myth of 64 versus 128, which I will try to get a little clip of here, me just b-hopping on both 128 on this server and 64. I will change the server's tick rate. But that is something that is seriously, it's incorrect information that's being spread, and it infects people's minds, and they make people think like, oh, this guy's hitting hops at 64 tick, he's a cheater. Scripters and macro people do exist, of course, but obviously there are people like myself who are legit and can hit hops in both 128 and 64. But even people have preferences. I'm pretty sure my buddy Hopping Around, which I mentioned earlier in the video, prefers 128 tick because it's what he's used to. Another myth I'd like to talk about is the having your gun out while b-hopping. This is another myth because a lot of people seem to think you need to have your knife out or like your pistol, something that allows you to move faster. Not true. In all of my videos, I swear, if you go back to every video, like pretty much all of them, I will always start a hop with my knife out. So I will always do this and then switch. So when you hit that initial hop, which I can't seem to do because I'm absolute trash, and you continue to hop, you will have the same speed. It doesn't matter. It's not going to slow you down. As long as you hit that timing on the hop, and I'm sorry I'm being so bad right now. I'll try and get some more clips. I'm sorry, like I said, the server is on 128 and I'm not used to that. Anyway, so when you start this initial hop and you hit the first hop and then you hit the second one and the third and whatever, you're going to be able to keep that speed without having your knife out. As long as you like keep hitting the hops consistently and your timing is on point, which is sort of hard to do because it takes a lot of time to practice and whatnot, you can do it with anything out. You can have the bomb out, the knife out, the pistol, your main, an op. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what gun you have. You will always be able to hit a consistent hop as long as you start with this. As long as you start with a knife. There, I just got 2 in a row, which is probably the best you're going to see in the video, if I'm honest, unless I put in some clips from older videos and stuff like that. Okay, I think I've gotten to the point where I should start talking about scripts and macros, or third-party external assistance for b-hopping. Do I use these things? No. Will I ever use these things? No. I am strongly against it, and I do not like anybody using these within, like, my midst. Like, macros are a sensitive topic because they're considered not to be third-party, but I do, personally, and I don't really like when people try to cheat their way through bunny hopping by using an automated program to do it for them, like a script or whatever, a third-party fucking external whatever. I do not condone this use. It's something that I feel like it's because people don't want to put the time into it, and it's just like you're cheating it essentially. And I feel like movement in this game is a super big game changer. To be able to do this in a round, like in general, I know it doesn't really have to do with b-hopping, but in order to do this, it's a huge pivotal movement. And I see a lot of the maps being like I mentioned in my nuke video, that skill jumps are being removed and that kind of thing. But I'm sort of rambling right now. I really need to stop and stay on the point. I told you this vid would be unorganized. I'm so sorry. Basically, the gist of it is I don't support any sort of cheat, like script, whatever, auto hop, what the fuck ever, macro. I don't use them. I don't like them. I don't like when they're around me type of thing. It's just something I like to learn, and I like to do things myself manually. So this video was really unorganized, and I'm sorry about that. I just figured you guys want this video, and this is the best way I could explain it in my views. I told you this wasn't much of a tutorial, more of just like how you can start type of thing, how you can start learning how to be a hop, just what you want to look into. And I will actually put 2 videos on the screen right here from Hopping Around and Launders, which I would recommend them tenfold because they go into depth about b-hopping and stuff. I really recommend them if you're trying to get more into it. I am not a good teacher for this stuff. I simply just do because I really don't have an explanation for it. I don't know the nitty-gritty of b-hopping. I know some very basic stuff, and I know you guys want to hear where to go or hear it from me where to go type of thing, like what I do to learn and whatnot, and that's what this video is about. The 2 videos are on the screen now. If you want to go check them out, bookmark them, whatever, go check them out if you're trying to get more in-depth tutorials with this stuff, because I'm not very that type of guy for it. Like, this isn't no 3 clicks fill up type of video, you know what I mean? I'm just a regular guy who likes movement and knows his movement and knows how to bunny hop fairly well. I don't even consider myself that good. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. I'm probably going to get some dislikes. I expect that. It's a very sensitive topic to people in the community, and I can completely understand that. But people wanted to know. My fans, they wanted to know what I did to learn how to b-hop, and just a general, very general, may I point out, a very general tutorial about what you should do when you start, that type of thing. Go watch those videos, though, if you want to learn more about it. Absolutely. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. I'm sorry if you didn't. I don't know what to tell you. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.